الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وآله وصحبه. Dear brothers and sisters, maybe, thank you very much for your invitation again, and thank you for the Noral Huda Cultural Center for the invitation and organizing these beautiful events. So the topic is e-commerce, and it will mainly be an open floor for Q&As, question and answers. But before digging into this topic, I wanted to make a short introduction about something some people see sometimes, and we see it in Morocco as well and Muslim countries. It's very difficult when you see what's happening in Gaza, of this mass murdering people, men, women, kids, journalists, doctors, and you see some brands, some companies that are supporting this openly, sponsoring this army, providing them with all what they need. And then you see your brother or Muslim sister shopping this brand as if nothing is happening. More than a year, and it's still going on. So I wanted to make this short introduction because this is not a matter of opinion, political choice, social activism. No, this is a matter of Islam. This is a matter of Iman. This is a matter of creed. And I wanted to discuss this. Maybe we'll take 15 minutes or 20 minutes about this topic, because I feel it's very important, and maybe we're not aware enough about the importance of this topic. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, وَلَا تَعَاوُنُوا عَلَى الْإِثْمِ وَالْعُدْوَانِ, which means do not help in the sin and oppression. Is there any bigger oppression than this kind of oppression we're seeing? This verse is fundamental in understanding how we as Muslims should behave. When we see justice, we support justice. When we see oppression, we do not support oppression. That's it. It's very easy. Thumama, the companion of the Prophet ﷺ, once he became Muslim, he was a big, let's say, provider of food, supplier of food to the people of Hijaz. And once he became Muslim, the first thing he said to the kuffar of Quraysh, والله لا يأتيكم من اليمامة حبة حنطة حتى يأذن فيها النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. In the same hadith where he became a Muslim, he made this decision. Why? Because he was watching the oppression of these guys on the Prophet ﷺ and the companions. So, cut off the supply. Is there any bigger supply to these guys than the money? So why do we still supply these people and these brands with our money? Imam Ahmad radiallahu anhu was asked about trading, dealing, buying and selling with an enemy. He said, لا يباع ممن يتقوى على المسلمين. So you can't trade with this person who is using this money to oppress Muslims even more. In the book Hashiyat al-Dusuqi, he says, وكره لنا بيع الطعام أو غيره كثياب وإجارة الدواب وسفينة وغيرها لعيده. Just for the celebrations in which there is shirk, we cannot help and provide. Ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah said, لا يباع بما يستعان به على ذلك لأجل ذلك. In the same way he was discussing the same matter. These celebrations where there is shirk, you can't trade with people and help them in these things. Sheikh Ibn Uthaymin rahimahullah, who was noticing this also and who was wondering من يشغلهم ومن يمولهم بالبترول ومصانعهم إلا أموال المسلمين والله لو قاطعناهم اقتصاديا لاستجابوا. Who is providing them with all this oil, all these supplies? If we were to boycott them, they would deal and they would answer our requests. Sheikh Al-Albani rahmatullahi alayhi, when there was this fitna in Bulgaria and about between Christians and Muslims, and there was oppression upon Muslims, and Bulgaria was exporting meat, and there was this discussion, is it halal meat, not halal meat, just supposed halal meat, etc., etc. And he was asked about should we eat the meat coming from Bulgaria. He was answering, لا يجوز لنا أن نستورده بل يجب علينا أن نقاطعهم حتى يتراجعوا عن سفك دماء إخواننا المسلمين هناك. فسبحان الله مات شعور الأخوة. He was saying like this. It's not even a point to ask should we eat the meat, is it halal or not halal. He said we should boycott them because they are killing our brothers. Subhanallah, the feeling of brotherhood is dead. The Imam Sa'di, the famous Mufassir, you know all the tafsir of Sa'di, the tafsir of the Quran. He said, كما أن من أنفع الجهاد وأعظمه مقاطعة الأعداء في الصادرات والواردات فلا يسمح لوارداتهم وتجاراتهم ولا تفتح لها أسواق المسلمين ولا يمكنون من جلبها على بلاد المسلمين بل يستغني المسلمون بما عندهم من منتوج بلدهم ويواردون ما يحتاجونه من البلاد المسالمة كذلك لا تصدر لهم منتوجات بلاد المسلمين ولا بضائعهم خصوصا ما فيه تقوية للأعداء كالبترول فإنه يتعين منع تصديره إليهم. One of the best ways of struggling against oppression is the boycott of imports and exports. So we should not allow the exports to them and not allow the imports to them. The enemies. And Muslims, if they need something from abroad, from foreign countries, they should import it from countries that are in peace with them, not oppressing them. Especially the things they use for this oppression, like oil. And look at this decision of Sheikh Al-Kattani Al-Fasi. He wrote a letter, a small letter, about Al-Hajj. He's a Moroccan scholar about Al-Hajj. And he said, this is 1 century ago, like Al-Hajj fi zamanihi. The meaning of his words is that Al-Hajj fi zamanihi saqitun an ahli al-Maghrib. Al-Hajj fi zamanihi saqitun an ahli al-Maghrib. وسبب ذلك أن السفر في زمانه ليس له سبيل إلا السفن التي كان يمتلكها النصارى فقال يأخذون أموالنا ثم يتقوون بها علينا فلا استطاعة لأهل المغرب إلى الحج فسقط عنهم ذلك الفرض. Look at this. The Hajj, it's a pillar of Islam. It's a foundation of Islam. He said for the people of Morocco, all the boats that were bringing them to the Hajj were used by the colonial countries, and so if you want to go to Hajj you have to pay the ticket to go to Hajj, and with this money you pay they use it to colonize you even more, to make even more oppression. So he said we as Moroccans can no longer go to Hajj. That's it. This is Hajj. This is not just this is Hajj, one of the most important things. And so I wanted to raise this point because this has to be repeated in the same frame that the images you see on social networks of dead bodies, of oppressed people, men, women, kids, every day. We have to repeat these things. And it works. These things, they work. It is an inspiration of shaitan to say, maybe 3 euros. What's the impact of 3 euros? Look at the impact. The oppressors, the enemy, fiscal deficit doubled from 4% to 8%. The foreign investments in their country decreased by 30%. The investments, the business investments in their country decreased by 67.8%. The tourism to their country decreased by 76%, $3.8 billion. Unemployment in their country have rose from 3.8% to 9.2% in the first quarter of 2024. The value of the share value of Starbucks decreased by 20%. The share value of McDonald's decreased by 7% in the first quarter of 2024. And in the financial report, they quoted boycott as one of the main reasons. The brand Puma lost $187 million in their share value. Norway Investment Fund, the sovereign investment fund of Norway, that is composed of billions and billions, divested $2.3 billion from the entity. $2.3 billion. This is a huge amount. Oliver Cookson portfolio investment divested $50 million and made the decision to divest $4 billion from this country. And so, yeah, 3 euros, it has an impact. It has an impact. You have to look at the aggregated impact. I mean, this is in our faith, but even now, even our humanity is challenged. Are we going to do this? What did we do for Gaza? Today, this week, how much money did we give? Who sent money to Gaza this week? Who sent money to Gaza last week? What did we do? That's a question we should ask ourselves every day. Every day. I said this because I was in a table and a young guy took a Coca-Cola and I was like, genocide. It's genociding since 1 year and 3 months and you're still drinking Coca-Cola. How could you? How dare you? La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah.